everyone, and welcome back to Seduce Me. Last time, we got to know a little bit more about Diana and what her life was like in the demon world. With that, we have completed all of the routes in Seduce Me. Or have we? Okay, so this happens after we get our memories removed by Diana. I decided to keep my eyes to my notebook. I began to scribble random doodles, some which stuck out to me more than others. I had somehow managed to doodle a small bear with a heart on its stomach. I cracked a small smile at the image, imagining the heart lighting up on my paper as I pressed the eraser of my pencil on it. I remember what had happened last week, slowly frowning at the memories of my grandfather. I guess it was still hard to let him go. To lose someone is never easy, but I knew that moping and letting his memory get to me wouldn't do any good. I felt, though, that he was watching over me. As stupid as that may sound, I felt that I was somehow safe. Like, it was okay to not focus on school or my future and just live in my own little world. I could be a little girl and draw pictures instead of plan out the rest of my life and be perfectly happy. Sadly, I knew that wasn't realistic. Graduation was slowly coming up, and my mind had wandered into the future once again. What was I going to do? It was hard to think about. At this rate, I just wanted to wing it. No decisions had to be made ahead of time in my own little world. No disappointments could come out of whatever I decided to do in my little world. Heck, maybe I could have found a perfect magical love in my little world, and life would turn out like a dream. It was sad to think that my world wasn't real, yet my heart still wished that it was. It gently squeezed inside my chest, almost convincing me that magic could be real. And it is real. My mind knew better. I let out a small sigh, letting my little world hide away in my thoughts as the class bell rang. Naomi and Suzu smiled at me, making me feel a little better. At least I still had my friends. Now, instead of fighting Malix, or calling for one of the Incubi boys, which as you can see we can't do anyway, we're just gonna wait. I could see Malix pull the trigger before bracing myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well, we got lucky there. I opened my eyes again to see Malix jamming his finger against the trigger, trying to shoot me to no avail.
Well, she either has the barrier spell on her, or you're losing your power.
Shut up! I'm not losing shit! This little brat must have that spell on her!
I felt a wave of relief run through my body. The other devils laughed at Malix, which made him angrier.
I said... Shut up!
Malix suddenly moved his gun towards the nearby devil and pulled the trigger. I stared wide-eyed as the bullet from Alex's gun rammed itself into the neck of the devil boy. The wound spouted fire and blood, causing the devil to scream and flail in extreme pain before falling limp onto the ground. As the body hit the floor, it began to almost deform and melt. Blood and black ash poured out of the room in every opening that body had, causing the smell of death to quickly fill the room. I felt like gagging as the body eventually stopped moving. The body became like a deflated balloon, showing me the true nature of Malix's gun. It was now just a pile of blood and skin. The bullet had burnt up the muscle, bones, and any structure the body had to give it its form. Yeesh! That could have been me. That could have been me!
Anyone else wanna laugh at me? Huh?
Nope, no, I wasn't laughing. Nope. The devils around us shut their mouths, obeying the warning of the obvious master of the space. Malix growled before glaring at me.
As I was saying, it must be some holy magic or some shit like that. Eris.
The girl who had kidnapped me stepped beside Malix, looking to me. Malix wrapped a strong arm around her waist and pulled her tight against the side before burying his face against her neck. Ares didn't react, but continued to stare at me as Malix ravaged her shoulder and neck in violent kisses. So... Eventually, Malix pulled away, licking his lips before looking to Ares' face.
Be a dear and get rid of her barrier. Now.
Okay. Without another word, Aries walked around me, out of my line of sight. As I turned my head to try and follow her, Malix raised his gun to my face once again, forcing me to stop moving.
I may not be able to shoot you yet, Brat. But there are other ways I can beat the living shit out of you.
Well, I could beat the living crap out of him, but I need to wait a little more. I didn't say a single word. I knew how to defend myself against anything he had to offer. I was slowly losing my fear of him, and it was oddly satisfying. Yeesh. All of a sudden, however, I felt air escape me and rush behind me, sucked away from me by a mysterious force. It was like a large vacuum was pulling my soul out of my back. What was even worse was that I felt stuck in place as this was happening. I turned my head to barely see Aries holding a red orb that was absorbing a white stream of air and possibly magic from my body. Aries kept her eyes to my back, but Malix grabbed my face and made me look back at him, smirking.
That barrier around you won't be protecting you much longer. Be patient, little human.
Before Malix pulled away, he slapped his hand against my cheek a couple of times. Not enough to force my head to turn, but enough to hurt and leave a powerful sting. I wanted to do something. I needed to. I was going to die if that barrier was removed. But I guess I'm gonna die. I stood there. That's all I could do. I waited for someone to save me. I waited for someone to stop Malix and Aries. Waiting was all I could do. Waiting was all I convinced myself I could do. Eventually, I felt lighter and the air stopped moving around me. Aries had finished her job. I didn't feel so protected anymore. I felt fear consume me as Malix's smirk grew horrifyingly wide.
And that's it for you.
Oh, shoot. Malix quickly placed the barrel of his gun between my eyes once again and pulled the trigger. I didn't even get a chance to close my eyes. And that's it for me! And as you can see, that was a bad ending. And now we're gonna go into another bad ending. And now we're back at our grandfather's grave. And Diana has revealed that she's the one who killed my grandfather. And now we can attack her! You killed my grandfather! Rage erupted in my soul, and I lunged for Diana, wanting to snap her neck. She started all of this. She was the one who turned my world upside down. She was the reason for this chaos I was in. She would pay! Diana stepped back and forced me back with an invisible spell. I flew back and skidded across the grass, tumbling over my feet and landing on my back.
I didn't know I would kill him. I thought it was some teenager musing with magic. If I had known...
Shut up! This is not your fault! I wasn't listening. I couldn't listen to her anymore. I wanted revenge. I needed it beyond anything else she could give me. I jumped up, recovering from her attack, and ran at her again. I was seeing red, and Diana had become my worst enemy.
I'm sorry.
Diana closed her eyes, and all of a sudden, I was lifted into the air. I flailed and struggled against the invisible hold that was on me. I couldn't move my arms or my legs as Diana began to walk towards me.
I really am sorry.
I didn't want to hear it. I began to scream and cry. I wanted her dead. I wanted my grandfather back. I wanted my normal life to return to me. No magic to hurt me, no magic to haunt my life, no energy to take away the ones I loved. No more! Diana approached me and grabbed hold of my head, forcing me to stare at her face. I saw tears run down her cheeks as she leaned in and kissed me. I could feel my energy rush through my body, and I could feel Diana using her magic to force it out of me. No! No! I didn't want this! I wanted to bite her, turn my head, anything! I couldn't move a single muscle, and I could only feel my energy deplete from my body. As my body became numb, I watched as Diana pulled away from me. Her eyes were full of regret and almost anguish.
I'm sorry.
And then my world went black.
Diam intuneas glacium deum.
It's an angel.
I know.
I heard voices and tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't.
Vosittis quod factum praesetta.
You don't need to remind me, Angel. I'm just doing my civil duty.
An angel? What was an angel doing here? Why was Diana talking to it?
Baptismus non potes remitis in ebus.
We're about to be baptized.
Do what you need to do. I've already destroyed one life, and now I have to destroy another. All from my kingdom. Angel, do it now before I change my mind. I'm sorry.
With a mere breath, my body suddenly became light as a feather, and I became numb. I felt my body float downwards into an empty black abyss, as if I was drowning in water. I never saw it coming. So tempted to sing last surprise. But I shouldn't. I gotta hold back. My mind became completely blank. I had no memories, no feelings, nothing. I became a blank canvas, a body without a soul. Pure, innocent, ignorant. And pure, innocent, ignorant. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. But in this case, my soul was ripped out of my body. That's what it felt like anyway, so... Anyway, we're not going to end it on a note like this. Oh, no, no, no. We have one more ending that... There's one more ending that I want to show. So, let's get to it. This is the part where we're making a deal with Diana. One option is her. The other option is power. This time, we're going with the power. Let's go. Diana raised an eyebrow at me.
What kind of power?
Anything. I just want to have it.
You want power, but don't know what kind of power you want. Interesting, human.
I watched as Diana walked over to me and gripped my chin. She examined my face, which made me wonder what the heck she was looking for. Did I have something on it? Diana's eyes seemed to almost glow as she looked into my eyes, which both scared me and made me feel warm and fuzzy. Diana nodded her head, a small smirk painting her face.
Well, since you didn't specify what kind of power...
I raised my eyebrow. What was she thinking? Diana stepped back and tapped her fingers on her crossed arms, trying to think. I wasn't sure of what ran through her mind, but I hoped it was good. As if coming up with a solution, Diana finally lowered her arms and nodded to herself.
Very well, human. Power you want, so power you shall have.
Okay. Diana snapped her fingers, which caused a large beam of purple and black light to shoot up from the pit beast below me. I became consumed in it, shutting my eyes tightly. The world around me became dark, and I didn't want to open my eyes for any reason. I couldn't feel myself fall. I couldn't even feel my own body. Darkness surrounded my body, and I felt weightless in its embrace. Was this what I wanted? Where was I? Was I dead? I couldn't be. This couldn't be what death was. What was going to happen to me? Why was I in darkness? I didn't know what was happening, and I felt like screaming, but in a darkness like this, who would answer? Diana? Where are you? I could hear my voice empty into the darkness without echo. I was in an abyss, left alone with no one to turn to. Was this freedom? Was this power? What was this?
You're too chaotic for the world of humans, little girl. I'm going to give you something very valuable, so you best not squander the chance.
I looked around, trying to find Diana. What was she talking about?
You're about to be reborn. You will be reborn into a powerful creature. So powerful, the demon lord himself will learn fear. And I'm going to give you the power to defeat him.
Ooh. I felt my body quake in pain suddenly, forcing me to curl over my body and cry out. Yeah! My clothes burnt off of me, and I watched in fright as my hands and feet began to darken into an inky and dangerous purple tint. The color traveled through my skin, and made my body twitch both in pain and fear. I couldn't help but scream in agony at the pain rushing through me. It felt like my skin was burning away and being replaced by a new shell. It was a torturous mutation. I could feel marks burn themselves into my flesh, marking my body in a purple tattoo gallery. As my head began to feel heavy, I gripped onto the sides of my head, only to feel something growing from each side. I gripped onto the new additions to my head and gasped. Hordes! Was I becoming a devil? No. A demon? A demon. Yes, I was a demon. My life flashed before my eyes and burnt away like flowers in a wildfire. Each memory I held dear to me no longer existed in my mind, for I could only accept darkness. I was a demon. The name Azir reverberated in my head. Was it my name? Was it a name of someone close to me? Well, it's Diana's name, so I couldn't place the name, so I placed it into the darkness of my mind as my first memory. I closed my eyes and breathed. I opened them and was staring into a castle hall, seated on a throne. I heard shouts and pleadings for help and aids from the servants around me. They were all scared of the threat that was coming our way. One even approached me and asked what we should do. I stared at the demon servant, recognizing him as my underling. Another new memory. I crossed my arms and thought briefly. The demon lord was a powerful demon, wanting to kill for territory. New memory. I smirked. Wow! Don't mess with me! Don't mess with this girl right here! Let him come. I'm ready. I felt new memories of the world around me drop from the darkness in my mind, telling me everything I needed to know about my situation. I was a succubus, and the new ruler of a country the Demon King wanted. I wasn't going to let him take it so easily. I wouldn't allow it. I watched as my underlings scrambled under my command and instructed them specifically on what to do and how to prepare my new land for its intruder. I then remembered Azir gave me the power to defeat the Demon Lord while she was out on some mission or another. I would take it and become a new being. Would she return? Not likely. She was too weak to return after ripping open a tear to the human world. She would be on her little mission forever, leaving me with her kingdom unless she found a powerful enough human to grant her access back. She wouldn't know that though, not until the very last minute. Too bad! Am I sadistic or what? My mind allowed me to see all the power I had, and I smirked at the thought of each spell in my mind being powerful enough to wipe out kingdoms. Yes, this was what I wanted. This was my calling. I was free to carve my own path. I had the power to do it. This was my happily ever after. And I was surely going to enjoy every minute of it. And my kingdom. And that was the chaos ending. So anyway, once more, see you all after the credits! Alright, and that was Seduce Me. Okay, so, the entire game, overall, was pretty good. That's all I'm going to say. So, to every single one of you who may have followed the series and watched it all the way through, or either one of those, just either one of those, I just wanted to say thank you. The series was canceled before, but I revived it, and I finished it. I finished Seduce Me. Well, I did before, but I finished it again for the sake of this Let's Play. So, once more, thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, and see ya in the next video. Yup, see ya. It had been 2 years since he passed away. My visits to his grave became fewer as time went on, but no one can tell me that I had stopped. I tried to visit him whenever it was sunny, so bad weather couldn't bring down my mood. It was better to not be sad when I came by. Today, though, was an incredibly happy day. I was so full of emotion, I couldn't help but visit his gravestone. I wondered, what would grandfather think of me? After all, I was about to marry a demon. I was about to marry the man of my dreams, and I had stopped before going to the wedding venue to talk to my grandfather. I'm pretty sure I looked odd in that cemetery, donning a wedding dress. However, I didn't really mind. I needed to come regardless. I stood by the grave, staring down at it with a smile. I'm getting married today, Grandpa. The wind gently danced around me as if my grandfather ushered it to reply. I grew a brighter smile and let out a sigh. I couldn't lie. I wanted my grandfather to be at my wedding, but I couldn't go back in time. Even if I was able to, how could I have stopped him from dying? I shook my head. I didn't want to think of that. Not on the day of my wedding. I hope you'll be there in spirit, Grandpa. I'm sure you'll... Before I could continue my sentence, the sky suddenly became dark, causing me to look up. Rain began to fall and patter against the stone and grass as a haunting bell began to chime. What boggled my mind was the fact that the rain was avoiding my body. It was like I was in a safe circle, underneath an invisible umbrella so where the rain couldn't soak me or my dress. What the... Was this grandfather's doing? Why was it raining all of a sudden? The rain became heavy, and I didn't dare move from my spot, afraid of what would happen if I moved from it. I looked to the grave, confused and concerned. My eyes locked onto the grave. This wasn't a natural storm. Magic was at work here. My heart gave a gentle thud in reply to my confusion, but the word magic reverberated in my mind. Magic. I looked down and lifted my hands to scan over my gloved palms. My fingers began to tingle, almost as if that single word had unlocked something. Magic. I gently pinched the edge of one glove with 2 fingers and slid it off, revealing my bare hand. Nothing had changed, but I could feel that something was different. I could faintly feel energy zipping through the nerves under the skin, dancing in excitement at the word magic. I wonder... I knew Diana took away my energy and my magic before she left, but what if I still had some left? I raised my hand to the sky and focused on the back of my hand. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had to see something. My mind quickly formed a word in my mind. I didn't know where it came from, but I let the word escape my lips as a soft whisper. Decino. As soon as the sound of that word faded into the air, the rain around me suddenly froze as if time had stopped. The wind was still slightly blowing, but the rain had stopped. I slowly lowered my hand and looked around. Did I really do this? Before I could move again, the raindrops and stormy clouds above began to fade away, returning to the sunny weather it had before. I looked around and noticed that the grass and the gravestones were all dry, as if the rain didn't even fall in the first place. That was...
I knew it! I knew it! That girl has demon magic!
What the...
Then quit talking and let's take her! The demon lord will be so pleased.
Who? Before I could turn to search for the voices, I felt little hands grab hold of my feet, making me look down and lift my dress. 2 pairs of evil-looking hands had taken hold of my ankles, reaching through a dark red and purple pentagram. I shrieked, trying to pull my legs away, but couldn't stop them from swiftly pulling me into the ground. I was pulled deeper into the darkness. I was no longer in my world. I was being dragged through a dark void, one that I couldn't escape. I reached and clawed at the dark, trying to find something to grab to. I tried to pull my legs out of the grips holding them, but couldn't pull free. What was going on? Why was this happening? Someone help me! As if someone heard my screams, I suddenly felt the hands let go and disappear, leaving me to float in the darkness they left me in. I shut my eyes. Please let this be a dream. Please let this be a dream! I finally felt a surface form under my feet, and I collapsed onto it, curled over my body from the experience I had. I didn't dare turn my eyes away from my lap, not ready to get up just yet. The voice I then heard, however, made my heart stop.
You. What are you doing here?
Coming soon. Seduce Me 2. The Demon War. And also the Let's Play. Maybe.